The first snapshot is here for the next version of Minecraft, featuring the Dappled Forest with its poplar trees, abandoned camps, shelf mushrooms, and slabs and stairs made of wool. My name is slicedlime, and this is a showcase of all the news. The Dappled Forest is a new forest biome found in colder climates with poplar trees and fallen poplar trees, as well as red shrubs. There are shelf mushrooms on the poplar trees and fallen poplar trees. The Dappled Forest spawns chickens, sheep, cows, pigs, rabbits, and foxes, which all use their cold variants. The regular overworld surface spawning rules apply when it comes to hostile mobs. Poplar trees come in 3 variants, with red, orange, or yellow leaves. The falling leaf particles from each type also matches the leaf color of that variant. They generate with a chance of shelf mushrooms decorating the trunks and with leaf litter on the ground around them. Visiting the Dappled Forest is now also required for getting the Adventuring Time advancement. Let's get into the specifics of these new blocks and items. Breaking the leaves has a chance of dropping saplings, which then grow up into a randomly chosen variant. There's only one type of poplar sapling. That sapling can now also sometimes be sold by the wandering trader. As with other saplings, you can also plant the poplar sapling in a pot for a potted poplar sapling. The trunks of the trees are made of new poplar logs, which can be made into wood blocks as well as stripped, and come with their own entire wood set with slabs, stairs, doors, trapdoors, fences, and so on. The red shrub is a new decorative plant block that can be found in patches in Dappled Forest. Using bone meal on a red shrub spreads it to an adjacent square if there is free space. It can also be composted and adds a layer with the lowest chance, like leaves or seeds. The shelf mushroom is a new block that generates on poplar trees and fallen poplar trees. They come in a small and a large variant. The small one can be grown into the large one using bone meal, and a large variant drops 2 shelf mushroom items when broken. Another way of obtaining them is from the wandering trader, which can now sometimes sell them. When landing on a shelf mushroom, it has a slight bounciness similar to a bed, and they also make a bouncing sound. Another use of the shelf mushroom is as an ingredient in a mushroom stew, or suspicious stew. They now only require 2 of any type of mushroom, including 2 of the same type. This version also introduces the new abandoned camp structure. It can be found in 18 different biomes, including the new Dappled Forest, and for each of those biomes it has a unique variant, which is based on that particular biome. Although some parts of the structure can be found in multiple different variants. As part of these structures, you can find chests and barrels with randomly generated loot. The barrels contain an assortment of common items, perhaps most notably a chance for cobwebs. The common chests can contain loot such as copper weapons and armor, buckets, compasses, maps, and firework rockets. And there's also a secret type of chest, which can contain diamonds, gold, potions, and iron weapons and armor, and is found sneakily hidden underneath some barrels in rare cases. And these camp structures also use the new wool stairs and slabs. They can be made of any color of wool and also work like wool for the purpose of dampening vibrations. It didn't come without a cost though. The wool carpet recipes are missing in action on this version of the game. This version also comes with plenty of bug fixes and other improvements. In world generation news, the trees that sometimes could generate floating over ruined portals no longer do. And the tuff around Sulphur Springs now sometimes contains regular stone ores rather than deep slate ores. In gameplay news, you can no longer trample farmland or turtle eggs in spawn protection. Arrows no longer sometimes bounce off moving entities instead of hitting. And the oldest still open bug in the database has been fixed, MC-4, about items sometimes snapping back up after falling off the edge of a block. Other movement-related fixes. Gravity-affected blocks like falling blocks and TNT no longer clip up through blocks from bubble columns, and falling blocks are no longer visually slow and snap around when pulled by fishing rods. Boats carrying players no longer sometimes stop abruptly when sliding along ice, and boats are now launched by slime blocks the same way for players and other entities. Pistons in general now work the same way for players and other entities with a client-side desync problem fixed. Riding a boat above a bubble column no longer teleports you into the air visually. And pressing the jump button once when in lava no longer activates Elytra. Lingering potions that hit an entity from above now properly grant their effect to that entity. Placing some renamed items that spawn entities like item frames now keep their names when broken and picked back up. Paintings with custom names now also show those names when you look at them in the world. And breaking some entities that break instantly in creative mode no longer sometimes also breaks the block behind that entity. And renamed decorated pot shards now retain their names and other components if crafted into a pot, which is then smashed. Single dark and pale oak saplings no longer accept bone meal despite never growing. Replacing the bottom block of tall grass by placing a bed now properly breaks the top block. And in adventure mode, you can no longer ignite TNT or break pointed dripstone and sulfur spikes by throwing tridents at them. Some mob news. The sounds of regular archetype sulfur cubes have been changed in this version to sound less like stone, since stone is no longer a part of that archetype. Dying to a magma sulfur cube now properly increases the killed by sulfur cube statistic. And creakings now once again resist being knocked back. In visual news, some fixes for spacing not being consistent anymore, including for full width spaces and obfuscated text. And spruce leaf blocks no longer have falling leaf particles. And of course this version also comes with the new pack versions, with lots of technical behind the scenes changes. If you're also interested in that, head over and subscribe to my pack news channel for a video over there. But that's all for this one. Thank you for watching. In the abandoned camp in the Dappled YouTube algorithm, you can find randomly generated like buttons to press. My name is slicedlime, and I'll see you next time.